I'm Mike, and we're about to get into an interesting AI-focused conversation with Aleksandr Kamenev, founder and CEO of NerdHeadz, an innovative custom business software development company. They're embracing AI by the horns, and I'm thrilled to be getting into a proper conversation with the man himself to get his insights on where this buzzword is headed. Aleks, thanks so much for joining us today. How are you?
Well, thank you very much for having me here. I'm doing absolutely great and eager to share some advancements we have in this AI field. I feel like scientists, in the age of new inventions.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a term that you can't escape nowadays. It's everywhere. It's all over LinkedIn. It's all over social media. And before we really lift the lid on your thoughts on AI, let's just set the scene and find out a little bit about NerdHeadz and the company's background. Could you tell us about the journey that led you to founding NerdHeadz, and what gap in the market did you see?
Well, I've been in the industry and in the domain for a while now, and I started my way in the technical domain from computer engineer, and then I have been employed in the Microsoft department, and we were instilling Microsoft solutions in big enterprises. But gradually I understood that I like more, so I decided to get closer to the real business, to the real people who can use the technology to their advancement. And I've started a company who actually helps small and medium businesses and even startups and even solopreneurs to scale and to get live on the market and to develop the idea into life. This is what we do. We help people scale their ideas, build the applications, develop them to the market, deliver them to the real clients, make it happen pretty quick. So our projects can take from maybe 1 month to half a year or a year time turnaround, depends on how big the project is. But usually we can deliver the MVP solutions in a couple of months from zero.
That's amazing. You're an award-winning company. In a relatively short space of time since founding it, you've made a massive impact in the field of software development and no-code development in particular, but you're not just limited to that, as I understand it. How has the company's approach to software development evolved since the recent AI boom? Has it changed your strategy and your trajectory?
Well, it changed us a lot, and it changed me a lot. First, I came through the phase of denial, and I didn't even want to try the ChatGPT. And to be honest, I'm afraid of it till now. So I'm pretty much sure that maybe in 10 or 15 years from now, there will be Terminator T-1000 and it will create Skynet and everybody will be dead. But until that time, we can still use the AI powers to enrich what we are doing. And I believe that in the perspective of maybe 3 or 5 years to come, there will be no software developers. And as we can imagine, like maybe 20 years ago, when there were a lot of stuff around your table, now software, computers, laptops, they gathered it all inside, like calendars, pens, different note-taking tools, different arrangements and stuff. Everything is inside of a laptop right now. And in 5 years to come, maybe 10, everything will be inside of a small chip, glasses, something which is like a ring on your finger, or maybe a lens on an eye. Everything will go into an AI. And we are now embracing ourselves, and we learn in this space, and it got really beneficial for our business in terms of instilling the solutions into our operational model. And we understood, this is really a game-changing environment. You can't hide from it. We can benefit from it, which means our clients can. So we decided to switch our perspective and to add the AI and RAG to our portfolio. And now this is one of the main vector of our development and solutions we are selling. People are really interested in having the AI instilled into their projects.
This is obviously something that I want to dive a little deeper into right now, kind of understanding where the tech is at and what is possible right now. There's some incredibly exciting possibilities in the not too distant future. But what are some of the most impactful ways that you've seen businesses successfully integrate AI into their operations?
Well, at the point we are standing right now, we have the best method is a retrieval augmentation generation, RAG, and this is the most advanced and well-known technology at this time of the life. But I expect in 2025 we will get new models and new upcoming solutions from the OpenAI and other companies, and also we expect in 2035 or 2026 to receive an agent-ready environment or agent-ready models. So they will be focused not on the chat interfaces or not on the like Wikipedia or Google style work or collaboration with a human, but they will be more like a human real helpers, agents. So you, for example, can ask them to be like a secretary or a scheduler or a calling person, or maybe somebody who checks something, editor, anything. And right now we can achieve that particular model using the RAG technology, what we are doing.
Wow. Science fiction is now kind of reality to an extent. And in your own development workflow at NerdHeadz, how is NerdHeadz incorporating AI tools already at this stage? What's working for you quite well, when maybe what's not quite there yet? What do you think?
Well, imagine, for example, the situation when you have a platform where the job postings are being posted. And you can imagine that every day there are maybe thousands of job postings posted there. And somehow they are divided and categorized. So you can filter it one way or another. But still, not all people think in the same way. So one person can put this job posting as, I want to build a custom software. Another person would put it, I want to build a software and application with this particular stack or technology. And other person would put it, hey, I need help with my application. So it might be all the same, but the words are different. And it's very hard to analyze all thousands of those applications daily. And imagine now we have an opportunity for the AI to take a look at each of those posts, read them, analyze if this is a good fit for what we can do, and then explore the company or explore the job posting requirements, find the most suitable and most compatible cases from our portfolio, and compile a proposal, information of our relevant experience, technologies we can use, awards we have, and other terms and conditions which would be beneficial for this particular client or potential client. And it can all happen in a blink of an eye without even a human interaction.
Amazing. So, for example, on the NerdHeadz website, there is that AI estimate tool that with a very simple chat interface, you can put in the information about the project that you want to create and get a really fast, detailed breakdown of all that would go into that development process with a timeline and an idea of how long it would take, so that you can then, if you're keen for taking it further, you can follow up with one of the NerdHeadz representatives and start putting some numbers down and get a real budget. I mean, that's a real world use case right there.
Yeah, this is another example, and this is a particularly interesting example. If the first model I was talking about is self-educational, so it can be educated and fine-tuned based on its own outcomes. So it's a cascade model using several agents working autonomously and making their own decisions. And based on their own decisions and human interaction in the loop, they can learn. But this particular model you're talking about and this solution is another way of how AI can benefit small companies or quick use cases. This NerdHeadz quotation estimation tool, the tool that can create a statement of work, the project requirements document, and then estimate how much time and efforts are required to build this particular solution, starting with a 3 minutes chat with the user, is built based on one single prompt. So it's only one prompt, and it does the job pretty well.
That's amazing. Do you find that at this stage, while clients are engaging and they have ideas about what's possible with AI. Are there some common misconceptions that your clients have about AI-powered software development and what's involved and what's realistic?
Oh, lots of them. This is my favorite topic, So my favorite type of clients, people who reach out and say, hey, I want to build a Facebook and my budget is $100. So this happens quite often. And with AI, we have people who want for AI to be a real human. So they say, oh, okay, we have AI now and it can do anything. It's intellectual, it's artificial, it's super clever. So let's make them do whatever my business has to be done. Unfortunately, we are not there yet, but unfortunately, we will be there soon.
Well, let's look a little bit to the future then. Where do you see the limitations of current AI tools in software development, and what still requires significant human expertise?
Well, human expertise is still required to understand the outcomes and to analyze the results, to check the errors and to fine-tune the use cases which are out of the ordinary. So you can imagine it as a counter in the hotel where you have the hostess or people who check your passport, visa, give you the keys to the apartment. But sometimes there is an extraordinary situation and they have to call the manager. So in this case, there must be a human in the loop, and AI needs to call the manager to make a decision here and there. But other than that, we can teach AI to do predictable things. So, for example, if you know that the company is operating something like a law organization and they have documents and they work with that document and, for example, insurance company documents, they have to check those documents for compliance with the policies. The policies are constantly changing. The insurance documents are complicated, and people who compile them obviously can make mistakes. So here we have two problems. One problem is personal data, and the second problem is to make the AI think in a proper way. And nowadays we are able to tackle both of the problems, to make sure that the personal data doesn't leave the laptop or the PC it is operated on, and then take the whole document without personal data, analyze it with the pre-trained model, use the latest technology to check whether it is suitable with the information which has been pre-trained, and deliver the outcomes to the user. And this will save, tons of time for insurance company and any other person or business who is doing anything with documents, analysis, or any routine work. So you can imagine that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when maybe I'm too old, I still remember the time there was no computers, and then businesses started to instill Windows 95 computers and then Windows 98, and the paperwork was removed from the desks and the computers began to occupy the work desks. So that was the revolution. And now we have the same revolution happening again, but instead of 1,000 computers, now you will need maybe 10.
You see how rapidly the hardware is developing to keep pace with the vision for where AI is heading. It really is interesting times that we're living in. And
well, interesting and scary.
Interesting and scary. And so talking about that sort of fear factor, how do you balance automation with maintaining code quality and security? I suppose that's got to be a top priority and a top concern.
At this point of time, it's not that hard to do. Now, we are still not in the era of real AI. We are now in the era of tokenized prediction. So what AI does, it predicts the next token of the phrase, the next letter, the next word in a sentence. But in years to come, it will start thinking, really thinking. And when it will start thinking, then we will have problems with security. At this stage, the security is being controlled with the data you provide the AI with. So don't give the AI the data which is secure, and it will not get sensitive information. How can it be avoided? So, for example, there can be developed a solution which we like prototyping right now. Is imagine you have document which contains secure data, for example, the information about the health of the patient and the patient name. But you need to send these, I don't know, maybe images or documents, files to the AI for the analysis, but without sending the personal information. So we are now working on instilling the local AI models, which will be removing the personal information from the documents, then sending compiled documents to the server without personal information, analyze them, then receive and put the personal information back. That's how this personal information will never leave the laptop of the user, and all the data will be super secured and all policy compliant.
That's amazing. And that's just one of thousands of potential ways that this stuff can really have a meaningful impact in business operations. How do you help your clients determine whether they truly need AI functionality in their software? Because right now it's the new shiny thing, and I'm sure you're getting lots of requests, but sometimes it might not actually be the best fit for a particular project. Am I right?
Yeah, there are absolutely there are projects which are not needing any AI stuff in there, and there are some retro projects who, on the other case, trying to do everything by their hand without even using like any technology. Everything is handcrafted. There are people on both stages. If you producing results for the mass market, most likely AI is what you need for two reasons. First, the population of the Earth is constantly growing, so anyhow the demand is rising. And the second reason is that your competitors will do this one way or another, if you want it or if you don't. The competitors, the new people in the market, the young generation, they will use all these technologies. So it's not a question of if I have to use or not. It's a question, why haven't I started it now?
This is true. And you don't want to be left behind, obviously. There is now this whole new realm of what's possible in the job market as well, and the kind of skills that are going to need to be developed to keep pace with AI. Let's look at the human factor a little bit, maybe. And I'd love to find out what your thoughts are on how has the role of human developers evolved with AI tools, and what skills are now becoming more crucial?
Well, this is a very complicated question, and there are different types of developers. So there are very talented people. They have very deep and super deep knowledge in the development space. They have talent, they have skill, and those people can't be replaced because AI, even though it is very much helpful, it can't do everything. And there are architectural and hardware solutions or security or compliance questions that has to be solved by the engineers and by the people. On the other hand, we have young generation who is growing using the AI tools, and junior developers and middle developers and even senior developers, and they have all these AI helpers. And of course, they are losing the skill of thinking. They are instilling the skill of using AI. And I'm more than sure that if this situation will grow and the technology will keep evolving, in 2 generations from now, maybe in 25 years from now, when our kids will have their kids, those kids will not be able, I don't know, to write, to start a fire, to do something themselves without using the power of AI. Because we are getting more and more reliable the technologies. So, I remember the times when I used to navigate in my car using the paper map. And when I tell my children that I'm older than Google, they don't believe me.
It's so true. We are becoming increasingly more reliant, and it does give you pause for thought. When you look at the current state of the AI revolution, what personally excites you the most about where this is going?
Well, the opportunities and the capabilities. So if everything has two sides, and we spoke about the bad side of the things, but the good side is that we can produce so much better outcomes. We can analyze so much more data. We can produce so many more things that we couldn't before. And now people don't have to do routine work. And in years to come, maybe in 3 or 4 years from now, there will be robots, like real robots, to do the dishes. So right now we have a problem that, like, I don't want the AI to draw pictures or write a text. I want the AI to do the dishes while I'm do my art classes. But right now, AI is mostly helpful anywhere where we have numbers and text, mostly text. If you have text somewhere in your work or in your business, then AI would be super helpful in any task that includes text. Nowadays, we can also do some images, even video, audio. So a lot of multimedia encoding can be done, but actually multimedia and pictures, it's a sequence of bits, bytes, numbers like zeros and ones. So it's also text. Basically, everything we can see on the screen of our phones or laptops is a text decoded. So everywhere where we have text, AI is helpful.
I'd love to also get your opinion on the debate or the perceptions right now regarding off-the-shelf AI tools for coding versus human-crafted development process. Where do you think we're at in the evolution of that space? And do you think that there will always need to be that human oversight, that human hand guiding and managing, as you said?
As I said, right now we are operating with the text models which predict the next word. So when we develop the solutions for the websites, for example, a static website like a landing page, web page, is just a sequence of text and a sequence of images. It all can be generated with AI without human interaction, with no problem, and super quick. So you can go to ChatGPT and ask them, provide me a code for this web page. It will have that amount of blog. The blogs will have this information. It will have pictures, and create it all yourself. And it will create you a code. You will all you have to do is just copy paste it. But if you're talking about applications is a bit different. What's the difference between the movie and the picture? Picture is not moving. So movie is like moving pictures. And if you have a picture that's moving, you can understand that this picture is moving there. It's still a picture, the same picture moving. And there is a scenario behind it. If you're producing a web application, the web application moves data, and moving data is not predicting the next word. It's a different type of equation. And in a couple of years from now, AI will be able to do this kind of jobs. I believe that web applications and functional web applications will be developed by AI. Like AI will be capable of developing them maybe in 2 or 3 years from now. But at this particular moment, I don't know any soft or solution that can autonomously develop a web application, like a complex functional web application, which operates a lot of user data, follows complex logic, produce complex equations there, calculations. It solves mathematical problems, solves logic problems, connects different APIs and data from multiple sources, and makes it all be efficient. So no, we are not there yet. It's still done by humans.
And I imagine, even though things are moving rapidly on the AI front, they are still going to be done by humans for quite a while to come. And looking at NerdHeadz, where you see the future for this company, obviously it's a really exciting space that you're operating in, a dynamic, evolving space. But you've got a really talented team of nerds. I mean, and you're keeping pace. You're keeping an eye on where it's all going. And the fact of the matter is, while these tools can be used to enhance aspects of the workflow, speed certain things up, deliver certain things more efficiently. People want to deal with people, and they want to know there's a real human with a real human mind and a lived experience who is helping guide them to their destination, to their final end product. So where do you see the next chapter of NerdHeadz going?
Well, we have 100% 5-star and positive reviews on all the platforms we are enlisted in. And this is because the main priorities for us is the customer satisfaction. We as humans, we do mistakes. Time after time this happens. But what most important, we understand that we are responsible for those mistakes and we have to fix them, and that we have a strategy, a policy, a value that like said and done. So said means done. And we try hard to understand what our customers really want, what they really need. And our future lies particularly in this domain. We will be doing and developing the solutions that are needed to our past customers, trying to keep with the pace of development technologies. At the end of the day, the team I run and the team inside of our company under my leadership is super talented, young, and very promising people with huge talent, brain, mathematical, logical, and scientific capabilities. They are more than capable to develop solutions using the technologies we have now. And if the technology will evolve, they will be able to adapt to the new technologies to come. And we're showing it right now. So it is not even very popular, these REG solutions nowadays. It's only experimental, and we already have that in our company. Not everyone has AI instilled, and we already have, like a year ago, instilled the first AI model into our processes. And we have several AI solutions developed so far. We have complex custom code solutions developed. We have UX UI designs developed, adapted to the new and modern strategies and new modern looks of the websites and web applications. So we try to keep up with the speed of times, but still our main priority is to keep the client happy. The client is the king here.
Well, that's the foundation of a good business model. And by all accounts, you've got a good business here. Are there any maybe lesser known AI operators that you think should keep an eye on for future developments?
I can guarantee you that in the course of half a year, maybe 1 year, we will see major players in the domain of agents and AI engines. So we are now also open to develop our own solution. We are thinking about maybe getting some funds on doing that. So what I mean is that people and all the businesses will be switching from the ordinary operation to the AI augmented operational model, and they will all instill agents into their businesses. And as you can imagine, there are like 8 billion people on this planet, and the number is growing. And the growing and developing businesses, especially the new ones, they will be trying to utilize the most of the AI they can. And now this agentic AI is being evolutionizing really rapidly. We are now developing those models using the REG methodology, but soon we will get the agentic AI models from OpenAI or Claude or NVIDIA, who knows. And I believe that the next unicorn is the company who will be providing those agentic AI services. And the value of a market is estimated somewhat around $100 billion in the next upcoming 3 years.
So watch this space. The agentic era is upon us.
Absolutely. First agentic era, then robotics. So after the software agents, they will be hardware agents, like real robots. But software agents will still be there, and they will live with us most likely forever until the next revolution of the technology. So I believe this is like a golden mine. So if you thinking of what company to start, This would be a competitive space, but there would be enough demand for everybody, I believe.
There you go. And if you need to build an MVP to launch your new company, talk to NerdHeadz, because Aleks and his team can help you. And Aleks, what advice would you give to businesses that are just starting to explore AI integration at this stage?
I advise to get advice. So if you are exploring the space and you are not sure if you need it or not, why you need it or not, and so on, I suggest scheduling the call, the free consultation with experts in the field. For example, you can reach out to us. I will be happy to talk to chat and see if the AI will really help you to solve your particular problem.
And if you've just caught the tail end of this interview, I've been in conversation with Aleksandr Kamenev, founder and CEO of NerdHeadz, really innovative custom business software development studio, their finger on the pulse of the latest advancements in artificial intelligence.